Hey guys, and welcome back to another room video. And before I start the video off, I want to just give a shout out to BikiriBox12 for the idea of doing something like this, and a shout out to all the dungeon creators. I'll have all their links down in the description so you can actually read up on their dungeon and support them. And I'm just making this video just to inform you guys, like, if you guys have any dungeon ideas, just go onto the Realm forums and just put it on there, and you'll get a lot of support and feedback from the people. And so let's get started. So starting off, we have the Beyond by Puffagod, and he has this endgame dungeon that's supposed to be a lot harder than the Shatters, which, it's pretty cool. I read up on the whole entire thing, and it just seems pretty insane and ridiculous, and there's no way on Earth you can do that with a small group. But the dungeon has 4 bosses and a bunch of new drops, like an insane amount of drops. And I guess like for each boss, there's like a mini dungeon where you can, after a boss dies, you go inside that other dungeon to activate or like to fight the other boss. But in between each boss, I didn't include the sprites. You guys can check it out on the forums. But you fight a bunch of different enemies as well, working your way up to the boss. But I'm just going to be talking about the bosses and the drops. So let's get started. First off, we have the key and the dungeon portal right here, as you can see. And the first boss is called Ralum the Terminal. And he hits really hard. He has a shot that deals up to 300 health. And he stuns you, he slows you, weakens you, and blinds you. And he has 5 different phases. Each one goes harder as you go, and he'll drop a lot of... Oh yeah, he'll deal a lot of different damage all over the place, and he'll heal every time he switches phases. So it's a pretty tough fight. Probably like keep you on the side of your keyboard, be like, come on, just die, you piece of shit. Next we have his drops, and he drops mana. He always drops mana. He has tops, UB rings. So the Skull of Effigy, you guys can probably already guess what kind of class that's for, and that is for the Necro. And it's pretty cool. It's like, in a way, a poison. Wherever your mouse is and you hit spacebar, it deals 30 damage per second for 5 seconds, and it does armor piercing. And it gives you 2 vit and 2 dex, and it has a radius of 4. Crown of the Warlord. And basically what it does is it gives everyone Berserk for 5 seconds, and it gives you Damaging and Berserk for 2 seconds. And that costs a hefty amount of MP, 90 MP. And it gives you 5 def, 5 speed, and 5 vit. So once Ralum the Terminal dies, it drops a portal to the next boss, which is actually Neural the Vanguard. Yeah. The author of this dungeon actually states it'll be a pretty tough fight, but we'll see what happens. And the boss can deal up to shots that do 300 damage, and he will daze, will darkness you, armor break you, and quiet. And he also bleeds and slows. And when he switches phases, he basically just switches his shots from clockwise to counterclockwise. And one of his phases fires a shot that does 16 spell bombs of bolts that deal 50 damage each and quiet you. I'll have the shot on the screen. Like 16 spell bombs, like dang. And on the final phase, he'll travel to like one of the 4 different locations in the room, pretty much like the Archmage. And he'll fire a shot, like a circle shot called the Supernova, which is basically like a big ass shotgun. And you'll have like a small... I don't know how big it is. It's like a tiny ass tile like you can use to dodge the shots. But he'll drop mana, tops, UB rings, a new item called the Staff of the Demiurgic Colsense, and the Neural Corona. See, my bad, I'm like butchering these names. I'm trying my best. But first we got the staff here, and it shoots 5 shots 12 degrees apart. And it's not bad. Shots go through obstacles, and it gives you 2 whiz and 2 speed. And the next one we have is the Neural's Corona, which is just a ring that gives 4 whiz, 4 attack, 4 speed, and the character ignores 2-dimensional obstacles when worn. So basically, you can, like, when you're rushing to a cube god, you put this little sucker on and you just run through all the trees and shit. So after we defeat Neural the Vanguard, it'll drop another dungeon, which starts with like a monolith, like a statue gravestone or something, and it'll switch to a spirit, and so basically there's a bunch of different phases. It includes like the monolith and the spirit, and it can deal shots up to 300 health, bleeding, darkness, blindness, armor break, stun, paralyzed, daze, quiet, slow, and unstable. And I'm not going to go through like some of his phases. If you guys want to check it out, just click on the link below and just read up on it, because I'm telling you, there is a lot of different phases. And the cool thing about this boss, it drops 2 mana. It always drops 2 mana in the same bag. It drops UTs. I guess 2 mana if you solo it, but I don't know. Drops UTs. I'm not. Well, of course it drops UTs. Drops tops, UB rings, a new item called the Atavistic Mantle, and the Aporifia Beyond. So the first one is going to be a spell. It shoots 18 different shots, which deal 120 to 130, and it dazes for 1.5 seconds, and it curses the enemies as well, which is pretty cool. And it gives you 3 attack and 40 HP. And now we got the mantle, which is pretty cool. Mantle gives you 300 health and 60 MP. Like, it doesn't give you defense or anything, but 300 health, that's pretty cool. Maybe like on a priest, I don't know. And moving on to the final boss is something pretty cool. You get to fight Oryx 3. Basically it's Oryx 3, but he's not called Oryx 3. He's just called Oryx, the Puissant Scourge of the Cosmos, and basically it's just a more angry Oryx, and I think he has like 500,000 health. And like, think about it, 500,000 health. Just imagine how many people would have Nexus or died by this time. But he deals a lot of damage. Like, his shots can do up to 400. And it does pet stasis, armor break, quiet, weak, unstable, slow, dazed, sick, blind, darkness, confused, paralyzed, and bleeding. Like, pretty much every single debuff into one boss. And most of the phases at the start just repeat itself. Him doing a bunch of shots and having orbits around him and doing all these nasty stuff. And then when he reaches a certain threshold, the black orbs are replaced by red eyes that can stun you and cause darkness, which is pretty sketch at some bosses, but you know. We are Realmers, we want hard contact or hardcore content, so this is pretty much what we need. And what Oryx drops is life pots, tops, UB rings, 100% chance of dropping inks, legendary eggs, and a bunch of new rings. The first one we'll go to is called the Eye of Oryx, and what it does, it gives you 7 attacks, 7 dex, and you can see enemy health and figures, defense values, and current enemy debuff immunities. Which is like, I like what the author is doing. He's adding like all these new side effects, which are included with the rings and armor, which is, you know, pretty cool stuff that we need. And then we got the Soul of Oryx, which gives us 8 whiz, 150 MP, and increases your rate of your pet's last ability to be unlocked. Oh wait, increases the rate of your pet's last unlocked ability cast by 15%. So let's say you have Electric. It'll cast Electric 15% more, I guess. But you know, if you have Healing as your last ability, think about it. All that weight was worth it with this ring. Then we got the Shard of Oryx, another ring. It gives you 8 defense and 100 HP, and all stats afflictions. All status afflictions last 1 second shorter. So let's say you were to get quieted, it lasts 1 second shorter. But I'm pretty sure, I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a shot that either quiets you or stuns you or something that lasts 1 second. So pretty much with this ring, like, it won't even affect you. How cool is that? And finally, the ultimate ring is the Burden of Oryx. And what it is a -3 death, -3 attack, basically -3 of every stat. And it has a 33% chance of resurrection upon death. Like, who would risk that? I know I wouldn't. I would probably feed this sucker. But it has a 0.75 chance per attack to unleash a devastating shotgun, which is that purple little sprite thing. Which, you know, might be worth it if it does a lot of damage, depending on the damage scale of it. But, you know, that's it for this dungeon. This is the Beyond by Puffagod. Make sure to show your love on the Realm Eye down below.